So, Bombshell audio recordings of P. Diddy are set to be released in a very shocking trial. And we have to get into this. Hey guys, it's Morali. Hopefully you guys are all doing well today. Back again with another video. If you have not subscribed, click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe to the channel, click that button, comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get into this. Bombshell audio recordings alleging that P. Diddy was a central figure in the assassination of Tupac have been submitted to court officially as evidence as part of the rapper's murder case. Tupac murder suspect Keith D boasts about P. Diddy allegedly offering him $1 million for the rapper's assassination in a chilling 2-hour and 25-minute secret police interview, which has now been obtained publicly. The recording made in a 2008 LAPD interview has become available because Las Vegas prosecutors have entered the tape as a very key piece of evidence in the murder trial. Keith, who's 60, appears to be laughing and joking with police about Diddy's orchestrating Tupac's killing in September 1996 in Las Vegas. Disturbingly, in the tape, Keith, and without any firm evidence, alleges that he oversaw the fatal shooting of the ghetto gospel star on the request of P. Diddy in the mid-1990s. P. Diddy repeatedly told officers on the tape that he wanted rival record label boss Suge Knight and his top-performing artist Tupac dead immediately. Keith, who was charged with Pac's murder in September, says in the tape that P. Diddy declared, "Man, I want to get rid of all of those dudes." The former Compton Crip apparently insisted that the $1 million reward was proposed by P. Diddy, nobody else but him, who has publicly dismissed claims as nonsense. However, the tape can suggest otherwise. Prosecutors submitted the audio file to demonstrate Keith's apparent confessions about being a key figure in the murder, but in many sections, he makes a lot of unsubstantiated allegations about P. Diddy, then known as Puffy. On the tape, Keith openly boasted about growing close to P. Diddy, then owner of Bad Boy Records, and global superstar through a mutual friend and gangster Eric Zip Martin. Interesting. He also tells LAPD officer Greg Kading how P. Diddy discussed his hatred for Knight to Crip gang members who were covering his security detail. Keith said, "Shit, he said he would give us anything for those dudes' heads, you know? Anything. $1 million was a lot of money." P. Diddy and Knight had been close until the West Coast mogul railed against Bad Boy Records during a diss speech at the 1995 Source Awards in NYC, where Suge said, "Any artists out there want to be an artist, obviously come to death row." We've seen that video, when Suge was on stage, went viral at the time and still is being discussed to this day. Keith alleges on tape that P. Diddy said, "Man, I want to get rid of those dudes, man." The Compton gang kingpin added that the chart star feared Knight, saying P. Diddy was very scared and was scared of the dude, period. I mean, a lot of people were scared of Suge back in the time. Keith said on the recording that the assassination order was given privately. It was just me and him. It was just me and P. Diddy. "We will wipe their arts out quick, it's nothing for P. Diddy. We wanted $1 million, and Keith said on the record that he promised. Keith repeated on the tape that P. Diddy had several conversations with him to kill both of them. Pac was shot in 1996 as he drove to a club with Knight and died in the hospital a few days later. Keith alleged on the recording that P. Diddy called Zip, who handed the cell phone over, and asked, "Was that us?" When he responded yes, Keith claimed he was happy. Very happy. The gangster alleged that he never received any money from the shooting, as Zip apparently said. P. Diddy hasn't paid him yet. I'm not surprised, guys. I'm really not surprised at all. Last week, the US Sun revealed how prosecutors decided to submit the tape as evidence despite the legal complexity of his admission. Keith believed that this confession tape would never be used as evidence against him because he had secured immunity by corroborating with the LAPD in December 2008. But that deal, known as a proffer, collapsed if Keith spoke publicly about those matters or was found to have lied to the police. On Tuesday, prosecutor Binu Palal told Judge Carly Kinney that Keith's defense, saying that he lied about his role in Tupac's murder for fame and fortune, meant the full interview was now admissible evidence. Damn. Wow. Prosecutors decided to include the entire tape mentioning the P. Diddy allegations rather than editing down key moments as well, and this could also now put P. Diddy in a position where he could be entering into court for an entire different saga because this is now going to be seen as admissible evidence. Guys, this is crazy. It is expected that the full recording will be played for jurors during the trial, which is currently set for June, which we will now hear publicly. Keith maintains he is not guilty of Tupac's murder, which carries a potential life sentence. The recordings were discussed at a bail hearing on Tuesday, where Keith was granted bail for $750,000. He's been accused of SA and lawsuits by several women, including his ex Cassie, when it comes to Diddy and the controversy that he has received over the past couple of weeks, as we know, this article says. However, in regards to court settlements, it looks like he might be facing a bigger issue on his hands now that this evidence can be seen as evidence and admitted as evidence. These audio recordings obviously have a conversation with Keith that, you know, is going to be used in court via the police, where he's basically saying that P. Diddy wanted me to do this. P. Diddy set this out. P. Diddy was the one in demand, in control. He offered the money. He wanted to get Suge and Tupac out of the way for Bad Boy Records. He probably was scared of Suge as well and all the impact that he had at the time. This now being classed as a form of evidence not only implicates Keith because, you know, he lost his immunity for the fact that he lied about XYZ, which is what they're claiming, but it can also implicate Diddy, and he could be asked to come to court for XYZ if, you know, the death of Tupac not only surrounds Keith but surrounds Diddy as well. And I believe it does surround Diddy. We all know about the story of, you know, people believe P. Diddy, you know, killed Tupac and etc. Diddy and Suge don't get on. West Coast, East Coast, and etc. What happened to Tupac? What even happened to Biggie? Biggie was meant to be in London here, but he maintains his time in LA. Like what, etc., etc., etc. We all know the story of everything XYZ. But for these tape recordings of Keith admitting Diddy did XYZ or told him to do XYZ, now being officially classed as evidence and can be admitted in the state of court, is brand new information. And it also puts P. Diddy in a very negative light, not only in a position of PR, because these are new resurfaced articles, not even resurfaced, these are new articles in conversation in regards to Diddy, which he does not want right now, because everything in regards to Diddy and the lawsuits and Cassie and everything he was facing has quietened down in the past couple of weeks. I don't think you guys have maybe agree or disagree, but it's definitely quietening down. So for the fact that this has now come out, PR perspective, it's not good for him. Second reason being is that, you know, he can be implicated. I doubt he'll be implicated criminally, because right now the focus is on Keith, but you never know now that the evidence is being used. But he also could just be called to court for XYZ, and this obviously is going to take place in June this summer, and that's the last thing that he would want right now, or for his lawyers, because I know his lawyers are overbooked to work in overtime. Make of this what you will. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Click that button for daily and consistent content. These articles referencing and discussing this was only released an hour ago, so I'm trying to get this news out to you ASAP. Do let me know your thoughts when it comes to this. Could he be implicated? Could he not? We don't know. But do we believe he had anything to do with Tupac's murder? I absolutely do. And these recordings being submitted via the police to the court does not put P. Diddy in a good light. These audio recordings expose him in ways that he obviously remanded as nonsense. And now it can put him in a very negative position where the jury or the judge, prosecutor could even just call him to question him. He could deny it and not want to come through. But that is something that he doesn't want to deal with right now. And I doubt it. But if there's a prosecution via that would be very, very interesting. We'll just see what happens. But one thing about Diddy, he is not getting any rest when it comes to this conversation. We don't know about any lawsuits coming through right now. There's been 3 to 4, I believe, as after Cassie. But I don't think we've seen any more lawsuits in regards to P. Diddy. And, you know, we'll see what happens. Make of this what you will. Subscribe to the channel. Click that button, guys. It is daily and consistent content. Subscribe. And I'll catch you guys soon for another video.